So we're on our tree job today. Today is one of those kind of nice, easy, sort of stress-free days. So this job is some simple pruning on some small trees. So it's just orchard ladder work. You know, just manual pole saw, Felcos, loppers, hand saw. You don't even need any chainsaw, any power saws for this stuff. So easy day, right? Just up and down ladders, just, picking the right cuts and all that. And so anyway, let's go check the trees. Here's our trees here. Like I said, small stuff. There's a lot going on in there. So it can definitely be thinned out, minor on those smaller ones. And just a slight reduction of a few branches here on the top just to bring in the shape kind of thing, but pretty straightforward stuff. Just a matter of making proper cuts and don't take too much, and yeah, just look at the overall aesthetic and the overall health of the tree. So I'll start, say, even just stuff like this. So we got one branch here coming through, crosser, rubbing. Typically you don't want branches rubbing on if you can get at them and avoid that. So I'm looking in here. Let's get that out. And you don't want to take everything out of the middle. So you want to avoid that too. So I look, it's kind of a rule of thumb or whatever. I mean, do whatever you want. This isn't a how-to video. Exactly. Like Meta Spencer says there on his channel. Not exactly a how-to. So, everyone's got their own methods and styles. So that's how I like to do it. It's kind of standard tree protocol. You want to avoid lion's tailing is the term, which is basically stripping branches and then only having just foliage at the tip of it. You want to avoid stuff like that. So that's just a general rule of thumb. So I look at being strategic with what I take out of the middle and leave some, right? Like this. Say this in the middle, I'm going to leave that. That's nice, I like that. But there's going to be some more up in there that I'm going to get out. Kind of thing, right? And I enjoy doing trees like this, but it's a lot of strategy and just not rushing. It's very, you got to be patient. Because if you rush cuts and all of a sudden you're like, oops, damn it, I didn't want to take that branch. Now you got a big hole opened up, right? So you want to make sure of all the cuts you do here. Not everyone can do trees like this. Some people just don't have the patience for it, or the interest maybe, or whatever, right? But I enjoy it. But I like the mix too, right? I enjoy it all. I'd rather see a tree stay than go, but at the same time, there's times I do enjoy doing removals as well, right? Especially if the tree needs to go, it's dead, it's a hazard, right? You feel like you're helping someone out and relieving some stress off of them, right? So yeah, jobs like this, I'm saying it's not for everyone, not for every tree guy out there. And it's time consuming, right? You gotta just keep standing back and looking and assessing branch stems and structures and where they're going, right? So it can be quite time consuming, but that's part of it. And you definitely, on days like these, your neck is sore at the end of the day, because you're basically standing all day with your head up in the tree. So we'll just keep picking away. So like I was saying, I don't want to take everything out of the middle here. So it's another time consuming part, right? You gotta just make sure you're taking the right ones and you're not getting that lion's tail effect. You're not making too much of bald patches or holes in the tree, right? So yeah, she's coming along. Like I say, and just take her slow. That's what's out so far, and you know, basically just looks like the same tree still, which is good. You don't want it to look drastically different, right? I mean, I want to see a little more light coming through it, but that's about it. And just, you know, touch up the outside, but other than that, you don't want it to drastically look different. That's kind of the goal that I always shoot for. So I'm just gonna touch up the top, a bit of the shape on here too, like, so with, you know, fruiting trees, these are crabapples here. You know, it's a good tree for that. There's so many laterals to cut back to, right? You get so much options, and they take to it very well. So, you know, depending on the species of tree you're working on, you know, that's all varies. But fruit trees, you know, with some moderate shaping to them, is, you know, one of the better trees for that type of pruning, if you're going to do that on a tree. Getting some of the newer shoots, just getting them back a little bit. We got lots of foliage on this tree, so she's good. Obviously, if this was a different species of tree, you know, I'd have to be more selective with doing basically a reduction cut, right? So whatever, say if it was like a maple I'm working on, I wouldn't typically be, I would have to go about it a little different, right? I doubt you can see that, but you know, I can cut back to these these vegetative buds here. On a maple tree, it's hard to show you here, but I can show you on the next trees there. You know, if I was going to reduce it, I want to reduce it down, you know, it's going to be a different spot, because they have a different branch structure. Different trees are going to have a different approach. Just trim a little back off the fence line here. So, just going to reduce some of these a little bit. The trick is to catch it too. Cut and catch, so I don't have to get it on the neighbor side. The old cut and catch. Get this one here. There. That. Yeah, let's get this here too. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't need it like completely over the line, but just persuade it from keeping leaning out over the neighbor's yard there. You know, we got our shape there. I just lightly kind of shaped it up. Like I was saying, you can do that pretty good with these crab apples. They take to that well, right? There's so many spots to cut to. So they're quite simple for that style of pruning. So I'm just a couple more little snips here and there, and just try to thin out a little bit more out of the middle. And the inside just a little bit, and then we're good on that one. And then these two smaller ones here are just going to give them a light reduction and just thin out a tiny bit, and we're done for this. We'll be done for this place. Alright, so there's our finished tree. Oh well, it's going to show up on this little helmet camera here, but I'm pretty happy with that there. We got her nice and thinned out a bit, not too much. Still, like I was saying, I'm leaving some internal lateral branches in that, right? You don't want to take everything out. I don't want to take everything out of the middle and have the lion's tail effect and all that. So we've got nice shape, we've got nice light and airflow penetration in here. So we're going to call that tree done. It's got these two other little ones, and then we're over to the neighbor's yard. These are finished products or specimens. So, just gently thinned out, slightly shaped off. So we're just cooling off in the truck for a few minutes before we start the next job, which is just the neighbor next door. So that job went good. Trees look good. Customers happy. Clients happy. So it's stinking hot out today. I got a bit of a heat headache going on, so I'm gonna be careful with that. I got a bunch of fluids in that, so I'm just gonna cool down the core here for a few minutes before I start the next one here. But okay, so here we are. So yeah, we got this one maple here. There's a couple maples here. And then there's 4 of these Lindens. So we're just gonna go through and just try to just do a general kind of thinning and kind of reduce, what limbs, what branches we can. We got a nice big backyard here. Obviously the kids are playing back here, so first thing I'm looking at, I'm going to start with some of this lower stuff here. Just get that lifted up, right? Give the kids a little more even space. Run around, easier for maintenance. Everything's sitting, a little low. So we're going to start with some of that stuff. So you can walk under the trees. It's getting a little more light airflow into here. Alright, let's thin that one. Thinsy there. Yeah. Let's take a little snip of that. So nothing major through here, right? Like I said, I'm snipping a little end here and there, just even everything off. And then I'm just reducing, here and there, thinning off certain branches. If it's pretty dense and one's poking up, I'll just take one like that. I'm going to take that one right there. We got lots of branches there. So I'm going to get that one right back down there. There we go. And out she goes. And just get the tip of that. So, yeah, just working my way through. Working the way through like that. Yeah, let's get that. Yeah, there we go. Long shoot out of there. Perfect. We got the bottoms of these ones done up here, so looking pretty good. That's nice. Nice clearance there. So this maple is already looking pretty good. So I'm not going to do a heck more on her. I'm going to go in and just thin out a little bit on the inside, and then just reduce a few of these ends that might be kind of poking out. And that should be good for that tree. And then we'll just keep going down the line. Our bases are done up nice on these three anyway. Then I got to do those other ones after, but I'm going to finish up these three first here. And then we'll move on to the last three that are a little bit smaller, and there'll be not much to do on those. Okay, so we're done on that tree. So I just cleaned her a little bit up on the outsides, literally just snipping little twigs. And the most of the pruning on that was just thinning branches off and a few reduction sort of pruning cuts here and there, and that's it. I think that tree looks really good. So we're on to the next in line here. Come on, there you go. There you go. Nice clean cut, right? And simple as that. You just keep going through and snip with your trusty Felcos. And yeah, we're just going to start at the bottom and then work our way up. A little busy in this inside of this maple here, but I'm just going to get a little bit out, right? Like I said, I don't want to take everything out of the middle. You know, stuff that's crossing over, probably get that out. It's crossing through here, and I'll twist it up and rub it up. So I'm going to get ones like that. And just thin out the middle a bit. And again, I don't want to lion's tail it, so I always keep that in mind. Hey, just, you don't want that lion's tail. It's frowned upon in the arboricultural industry. Yeah, let's get that out of there. There's plenty other branches in here. There, we got a little more light coming through there. Let's see how I can cut this here. Come on, girl. Yeah. Nice and easy. There you go. What was that other? There was one that was really rubbing. Oh, this one here, yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe I would have left that one then. Because that one would leave a bit more of a hole. Yeah, that one's really twisted up there. I wonder if we want to just leave it then. She's down here, she goes through and twists through. And if I take that, it's gonna open up a bit of a hole over there. I mean, it will fill in eventually, but a little bit of a hole. That's one really that should come out. I think we're going to take it. And if there's a bit of a hole there for a bit, it'll fill in eventually. So we're getting down there, just working our way up. We got there's two smaller Lindens left and one maple left over there. So I'm literally just not much to do on these, right? I don't need to do much on these at all. And I'm literally just snipping off tiny little ends just to clean up the tree, give it a nice even look. So I'm not topping this tree, I'm not doing anything crazy. Like, yeah, I'm trimming some stuff off the top, but it's literally like skinny little twigs, like and again, I'm barely taking anything off. Like, you know, I'm taking like what, a couple inches just to tie it in and make it look nice for the homeowner, right? But I got nothing against, you know, snipping little ends off if that's on the top too. It's small, rubbery wood, it's not a big deal. So we're just about done this one here. A few more minutes, just literally snipping little pieces off like this, just to clean it up and make the homeowner happy. Oh, look at, right, my tree is nice and cylindrical, or whatever the friggin' word is. So I'm gonna reposition my ladder here again, but there we go. So just real simple, real small stuff, right? Just to clean it up. Not looking to whack the thing in half. And I've been doing this for years. And this style of pruning, you know, doing shape stuff on that too. And as long as you do it right, it works just fine. It works great. You can still shape trees without, you know, topping them or making them vulnerable, right? So, but it's a technique. It's an art. It's an eye. You got to have an eye for it too, right? You got to look at all the branches. You got to be able to look at all the branches. You got to know the cuts. You know, you got to know where to make the cuts. You know, it's not rocket science, but it is. There's a technique and there's an art to it. That's what I'm just trying to say. So, anyway, we're just about done this tree. So, I gotta reposition the ladder. But, you know what, I mean, homeowners, you cut your trees all the time, right? And trees are tough, they're resilient, they'll put up with a lot, so it's hard. I mean, obviously you can kill a tree if you really want to try, right? But generally, trees you're not going to really kill them by pruning, unless you're just completely belligerently hacking them with no regard and no, you know, not knowing what you're doing and where the cuts are. Like, sure, I mean, you're not, the tree is going to struggle, but just generally, you know, you're not going to kill the thing. Right? Trees are tough. They're tougher than us. They've been on this planet a hell of a lot longer than we have. I mean, they are the reason this planet has air that we can breathe, right? So we don't exist without these trees making air. oxygen. A couple of these drooping, it's got a bit of the weeping sort of branch effect, eh? So I'm just gonna snip off a couple of those that are poking out here and there. Which isn't much on this tree, and that'll be about it. So we've got three done here so far. I'd say they're looking pretty damn good. So we got that nice maple there. We got the linden in the middle. And another maple down on the end. Nice and cleaned up. Looking good, looking healthy, looking happy. A little more light, a little more airflow in them. And homeowner should be happy with that. Look at this. What a nice looking tree there. Beautiful branch structure in the bottom. There's canopies right out. Beautiful tree. Last tree, easy little thing. Again, another little linden. This one's probably got the nicest even shape already out of any of the ones that I already did. So I'm just gonna tidy up the bottom there, like I've been doing with the rest of them. Just bring up a tiny bit. I'm not gonna take too much, nothing big off there. I haven't taken any big branches off of any of these trees. It's all just been small stuff. A couple, maybe 1 inches here and there off of bottoms, but not a heck of a lot. So that's good. So this one's already, like I'm saying, it's got nice shape, nice form. So I'm not doing much on this. Okay, well, we are all finished up pruning here. 6 trees at this place. I did 3 earlier at the neighbor's place there. There's 3 crabapples over there, and then we came over here and we had 3 maples and 3 lindens. So I think they all turned out really good. They're just shaped up nice. They're healthy trees. I cut like 0 dead wood out of either of the trees at this place or at the neighbor's place. So they're young trees, so I mean, not typically gonna have a bunch of dead wood in them anyway, but let's take a look here. So there's the last one that we just finished up. They're trimmed up nice. Again, like this is what I'm taking off. Little stuff. I took a few, a little bit off the bottom there, but other than that, just very light pruning, just more aesthetics thing, right? It looks nice, it's got nice shape, it's healthy. I didn't put any big nasty cuts in it. Another linden there. Again, she looks good. Bottom trimmed up. We got this maple here. I love this one here. She looks awesome. Didn't really thin much out, just a little bit of thinning in, but I love the branch structure of this. I don't know if you can really see it really good here, but it is beautiful. Beautiful branch. That beautiful branch structure, eh? It's kind of hard to tell in the video, but in real life it looks awesome. So we got everything back off the fence here, nice and away, so we're not hindering on any neighbors' property, and then they're not reaching over and doing the neighbor thing where they'll just whack the branch off, do a nasty cut on it. So yeah, that maple there. We got another linden here. Again, just lightly trimmed up on the outsides just to give it that nice finished up look, right? Like I'm talking just cutting little thin twigs off just to finish it up, clean it up, make it look good. So yeah, that's about it. Start loading up our tools and clean up and go home and have a beer. Replenish the fluids lost in the body today. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the vid, and I'll check you on the next one.